Hello, everyone. Welcome to our monthly open mic. I am so happy to hear and see all the talent that is going to come on tonight. Again, this is our pre-launch for our Fire to the Mic billboards that will be going up on Monday in tribute to and to acknowledge our talented poets that are going to be on the show, showcasing their different styles of poetry in their authentic form. So I am super excited for everyone to participate in our excitement in regards to this show. In the link below, you can see how to bless this organization through our Cash App or our PayPal. You can also just look at the website and see some merch that we are advertising for the show and in general for this organization. So we're gonna, try and get everything moving. I'm going to start by reading a poem from my book, Purposeful Brokenness. Everyone knows that I've been advertising this book since August. So I'm excited. I'm going to read Meeting Grace. And here we go. She kissed me and I blushed. She was ever so kind, different. I grew angry with her. What was her intent? People aren't nice on purpose. They always wanted for something, right? What do you want from me? Have I not given enough? She embraced me. Filling cupped hands with tears. Why me? She spoke no words. She just held me. Why me? Bipolar heart flipping from pain to anger, from sadness to forget yous. I never needed you. I let this happen. Brokenness seeping and suffocating the air out of the room. I see you, she spoke. She was wrong. No one saw me. I didn't even like the me I see. I will catch you. Unclothed and naked, shedding the layers of pain. She did not envy the playful child who sang in the rain. So she sings to me and carries my sorrow. I hear these feeble words before, but there was something strange I felt when she said it. Who are you? I am the catcher of forgotten dreams. I am the consoler of broken souls. Remembering the promises of rainbows, I look forward to the rainfall. I'll dance in the rainfall. Let the beads hit my face and lips to be kissed by hope. I too stopped in mud puddles and began to let my hair down, to spread my lips wide and let out my spout, exposing a me I haven't let out for a while. So that is my first piece that I'm going to kick this off with. Again, that was called Meeting Grace from my book, Purposeful Brokenness. So I'm so excited. We're going to jump right into the open mic. I see one of our openers who came in, Miss Lyrical Faith. Are you ready? Lyrical Faith. I see her in the room. I just want to make sure she's there. Here we go. I'm going to pull her right on in. Hello.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually live streaming you from Houston, Texas. Just flew in last night, and I'm out here for some performances, so I'm all right.
Hey, I'm so excited. Just so you guys know, YouTube and Facebook watchers, Lyrical Faith is actually someone who is helping us and collaborating with us in the Fire to the Mic show. Her organization, the Harlem Bomb Shelter, is also featuring one of the winning poet from the show. So we're super excited to have her on here to bless the mic and tell us a little bit more about your organization.
Yes, so the Harlem Bomb Shelter, thank you for that. The Harlem Bomb Shelter, I co-founded the spoken word poetry open mic venue 9 years ago. And essentially we founded it to be a space in the New York City community to have a a poetry or a space that's focused on poetry and focus on creative expression and the arts in the uptown area, specifically in Harlem, because oftentimes as artists in New York, a lot of us had to trek all the way downtown, all the way to Brooklyn to get to like the big, just like the big poetry venues and spaces to have a platform in order to be heard. And we was like, hey, we got a lot of creative expression uptown. Let's bring it uptown back to our roots and create a new Harlem Renaissance. So that's the Harlem Bomb Shelter. We are the longest running open mic spoken word showcase in Harlem to this date. 9 years strong. So we're still going today in a virtual capacity, and we're coming back in real, like we're coming back in physical form in September. Yeah.
Yes. And before you go into it, I know, like, I know this is like supposed to be about like, us, but it's not. It's about everybody's platform. So tell us a little bit about what your transition looks like from virtual to coming back live.
Wow. So that's funny. Somebody else just asked that today. Virtual to coming back live, I would definitely say that it's virtual. It's been virtual and live. So I've been experiencing like a hybrid kind of format of being an artist in today's day and age, just because there are some places, particularly in the North, New York, etc., that are just like, yeah, we're not open yet, but we do want to continue these virtual programs for whether it's like a company because like their employees, like, a lot of companies haven't come back into the office yet, or just, some other sort of event. There has been a lot of leeway that has been broken into within the virtual world. And so everyone's have had the opportunity to connect with artists all over the world. And so they're like, hey, why stop this now? So I've been experiencing a lot of that. I will say that the differences do include, there are certain poems that you just can't do online because you just feel like you need a crowd in front of you, need a crowd reaction. And then there are some poems that are much better online because it's very intimate and I get to look directly into your eyes and while you stare into mine. And so it does feel a lot, it feels a lot closer when we're behind the screen.
Awesome. So I'm going to leave you to the stage for you to bless this mic. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you. So we talked a lot about like my hometown, New York City. So this is a piece inspired by my city, but something that's happening across many cities in the US. So it's called Movie Magic. So last year, Warner Brothers produced The Joker, and it becomes the first R-rated film of all time to gross over $1 billion in revenue. Transformers was set in Detroit. Red Dragon was filmed in Baltimore. The Silence of the Lambs was in Memphis, Tennessee, and Frankenstein came alive in New Orleans near the same field as 12 Years a Slave. These places all happen to be the most populous Black cities in America. The Joker was shot in New York, Jersey City, and the Bronx, New York. I am from the Bronx, New York, born, raised. I am from the Bronx, born, raised, and for some reason, I cannot help but to see the corner boys standing on the block. Y'all, we're gonna run this back. I don't know what just happened. So The Joker was filmed in Newark, Jersey City, and the Bronx, New York. I am from the Bronx, born, raised. Interestingly enough, I am blanking. Well, what we're gonna do is a different poem. All right, y'all. So, sorry about that. I promise y'all that does not happen. But we're gonna do a different poem. Okay, so last year, right, when the protests started breaking out in New York City, I attended a few protests, and it kind of just felt like, granted, in light of the recent verdict of, Derek Chauvin and the case and everything like that, it felt like, we were out in the streets protesting for George Floyd, and rightfully so. But it also felt as though Breonna Taylor's name was kind of just swept into the crowd as well along with it. And so it made me think about how a lot of times when Black women are murdered, they're kind of just still secondhand citizens to the movement. And so this piece is called Black Women Die Too. Breonna Taylor, Jasmine Barnes, Sandra Bland. I say their names and they get forced to the back of the hashtag, placed at the end of the caption, Black woman died too, but their hearse is only visible when trailing the bodies of Black men. And while you roll your eyes and suck your teeth because this is such an unpopular topic, that's because this is such an unpopular topic. Do you know what it means for a Black woman to die at the hands of police once every month and no one to acknowledge the only thing magic about us is the fact that we keep disappearing? When I've spent countless conversations with men who will quote by any means necessary, explaining to them what Malcolm X meant by the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman for the same reasons they cannot recall the last rally they showed up to for them. After Rekia Boyd was murdered, her brother spoke out on why no one showed up to her protests. He said, "They don't talk much about women who get killed by police. Even in death, they play second role." As if working the lowest pay wage gap despite being most qualified, being hypersexualized but still get called hoe, be labeled angry or bitter or not suitable to be a wife, or the most prevalent targets of harassment in broad daylight or night aren't enough to prove that we play second role all our lives. You mean to tell me we can't even die in a news story first too? In fact, Black women are so forgettable, we can't even die in poems anymore. I have heard and written about Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, Mike Brown, but never once heard a word about Betty Jones, Tanisha Anderson, Michelle Cusseau, and there I go, naming Black women again that nobody knows. If the statistic implies that an unarmed Black person dies every 28 hours, and most of which are men, then every time I bring up a Black woman's death unnoticed and the response is a Black male death rate be higher, I hear that my body must be the lowest shelf at the warehouse, must come at a discount, must be quick to go on sale or a package deal. My body must be a second hand, and perhaps that's why we keep running out of time. We see the viral videos and go, just imagine the ones we don't know who die off tape, and we can't, because the ones we don't know are also unnamed Black women who most won't remember anyway. It's not like we aren't the first ones showing up on the front lines. It's not like Black Lives Matter wasn't founded by 3 Black women. And in this moment, I am showing up to a protest tomorrow for George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, insert next hashtag here. But I wonder how many Black men would show up to mine or even remember. The ones who preceded me, and here I go again. Tracia Kelly, Shelley Frey, Eleanor Bumpers, Yvette Smith, say her name if you even know it. That's that poem. And I have a second poem for you as well, related to the protests and some of my feelings around that time, and some of those feelings that still linger on to this day, right? Because we're still living in it, right? This is still the movement, right? I think that the federal government said that, hey, we'll make Juneteenth a federal holiday, and you all can just feel like we gave you something, but that's not the truth. The truth is that we still are fighting, right, for our rights. And so last year, once again, when I attended the protest, I had a few revealing moments, right? And a lot of feelings in being in that life-changing experience, right? It was the first time that all 50 states were protesting about the same thing. And so this right here is called 7 Lessons. 7 lessons learned at the protest. 1, let the white people get in front. Nah, dead ass. We know y'all wanted to be invited to the cookout, and praise God, this is the cookout. Can't you see the fire ablaze in the distance? Don't you smell the brown meat grilling? Hot, angry from years of being burned in the freezer, hungry from how long we've been left to rot. You asked for this upon building a cold shoulder to my existence on our backs. Damn right, this ain't a democracy unless you icing down with me. So yeah, allow your white shield to cover me like a picnic of guilty tears. It's the least you can do after showing up early and bringing nothing for decades. 2, if a Black woman dies and there's no camera around to record, does it even make a tragedy? It's been over 13 months and still no justice for the murder of Breonna Taylor, the murder of Rekia Boyd, the murder of Sandra Bland. The signs at the rally all read America's quarterbacks of martyrdom, as if we are not running through the same plantation. While you gather in these streets to demand a play-by-play for equality, please do not forget the soil that planted every seed. 3, it'll take a lot out of you. By the end of 7 miles, you will rattle in your bones. You know what our ancestors meant by a long trek to freedom. You will gloom and distress, knowing the war is far from over, knowing that we shall overcome, be several centuries away. Do you still walk? Do you take each step like a bomb ticking on the inside of your psyche? Conjure up ways to rationalize that this moment will be what my ancestors fought for and how my children will continue the fight. What if we never see liberation in our lifetimes? How do I live knowing my footsteps are just rehearsal to the performance of my eulogy? 4, the Birmingham movement lasted 37 days. The Freedom Rides lasted 7 months. The Greensboro sit-ins were 6 months. The Montgomery bus boycott was 382 days. Quit asking us when we will stop marching. We will stop marching when this country stops lynching us. 5, the soundtrack is Kendrick Lamar's All Right, NWA's Fuck the Police, YG and Nipsey Hussle's Fuck Donald Trump. The soundtrack is Nut If You Buck, Tupac's Keep Your Head Up, and for the Saints, Tasha Cobb's Break Every Chain. Revolution by Kirk Franklin, and we're gonna praise while we dance in these streets. Shout Negro spirituals to the top of our lungs and a demand you put some respect on our peace. 6, come prepared. Bring milk for the tear gas. Bring a thick shed of skin for the rubber bullets. Bring a pair of shoes you do not mind creasing. Move like your body is on fire. So instead of the precincts or the cop car, it was actually just every breath you ever took, dragging blood its way up your throats and out onto the threatening. We told you, this is the cookout. How could you not expect for there to be flames? 7, you wanted an invite so bad, right? Here it is. Don't walk up empty-handed and then expect us to still fix you a plate. My name is Lyrical Faith. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was so dope. Like the emotion that you put into that, like you can feel it all. Like, okay, this is where we at with it. Like, here we are on a platter. Like, and I want to tell you, for your first piece, don't you ever start saying, "Oh, I messed." No. Poetry is what it is. Poetry is cute. Poetry gets messy. It's ugly a lot of times. It don't cooperate a lot of times. So it is what it is. You did a damn good job.
Thank you very much. That usually doesn't happen. I was like, wait. I'm blanking. I'm telling y'all about this though, because this is how I still feel. The other piece was still like about gentrification and like, you know, fuck all this oppression that, you know, people try to impose on us in our spaces, impose in our neighborhoods, in our places, you know, at our protests, but you're not really helping. You're just they're holding up a sign, but where are the policies being changed? Okay, we are still dying in these streets. Okay, how about like, you know, are you living this ally life out in your daily lives, right? Because racism doesn't just stop at police brutality. Racism is in the healthcare system. Racism is in the education system. Racism is in the mental health. You know, the systems of which like mental health is accessible or available to people in our communities and things of that nature. So it's ingrained in every single part at different levels of our society. And so it's kind of like, you know, I use my work and my words to raise awareness about those things, and just like how I experience life as a Black woman navigating through society.
Yeah, you know, and that's amazing. I think that most poets speak from a space where we're passionate about. So whether it be, you know, the Black experience, or whether it be, you know, being a woman in society, or being a Black man in society, or being a homosexual in society, like the acceptance of what we're passionate about. And I think that's like the best part of being a poet. And like, oh my God, thank you for like starting us off like so strong.
Oh no, thank you for having me, and thank you for doing all that you're doing in the spoken word world and the community, and giving artists a platform, as well as like, you know, just doing super cool things. Like, I don't know if did you mention what's happening in New York City soon, or?
Yeah, I started. Yes, okay. I started. We are having.
I'm like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm
no, like, it's so amazing. So like, you know, I think that, you know, it's still so surreal because like we are a small company, and it's something like, oh, I have an idea, let's do it. And now we have a billboard going up on 42nd Street, like to advertise artists, like poets as artists. Like it's not just musical, and it's like, oh my God. And then to have these people, like yourself and your organization coming in, like really pulling together, believing in poetry as a whole, and helping us with these platforms, I think is just amazing.
Well, I think it's amazing that you are the reason that all of this is happening. So shout out to you. Give yourself a hand clap. If no one has told you today, you are doing a great job. And thank you for just even having this space for us, that we can all kind of share virtually today, no matter where we are in the world. So thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a great day in Houston. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. We will see each other soon.
All right. See you.
All right.
Oh my God, you guys, it is going crazy already. So I'm going to bring the next poet right on in. And here she is. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm just doing marvelous. Yes, I am.
Yes. So please introduce yourself to the world. Let us know where you're from and how you got into poetry. You can go right on in.
All righty. Thank you for having me. First and foremost. All right. So to be honest with you, I just kind of walked into poetry September of last year. So I just call this a calling at this point, and I'm just being guided, just like I'm here now. So I'm just being guided. So, but I have been writing for years, and I do have a poetry platform within the Muslim Journal newspaper, and it's called Expression of Village Voices. And people contact me from all over the country, and I repost their poetry, inspirational stories. Last week was a sister that spoke about her experience with COVID and having to have surgery at the same time while she had it. So it's to inspire people all over the world, especially during this time, to read a story and become uplift. Whether it's poetry, knowledgeable advice, is there to help.
That's
Oh,
awesome. I was like, you can't hear me.
now I can.
So I'm going to remove myself and you have the floor, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so this first piece, I'm reading the poetess before me. She hit on a lot of points that my poem touches on, and this was my struggle with trying to put Juneteenth in perspective. So this is what I came up with. It's called "I Love Smelling the Roses Too." I love to smell the roses, living carefree, a free spirit. I enjoy the bright, beautiful sun when it rises and going to the beach too. Just staring out into those hypnotic waves in the ocean. I find my peace remembering our Lord and counting my blessings, staying in that place of gratitude. Giving back by showing kindness to my family, neighbors, co-workers, even strangers. All that is beautiful. But I can't turn a blind eye to what needs to be addressed. Our plight, our continuous fight. You see, freedom was not part of our ancestors' lives, but our Lord heard their cry. Juneteenth represents that day. To recognize the freedom from an atrocious time in history, just keep in mind the schemers of power are always at work to keep our minds in captivity. This is their connectivity. It is up to us to continue to release ourselves from mental bondage. Stay connected to the source of life, our Lord. He will continue to remove our strife and advance us in life. We have to protect our minds from the subtle, subliminal influences. Their goal is to keep shackles on us all the time. In place are diversions, traps, sometimes elusive or outright coercive, attacking our bodies and our minds. We live without thought. We don't think about it until one of ours is brought to their demise. But systematic racism is the jugular vein that runs throughout the United States to this date. So you see, more work needs to be done. So don't fall asleep and do more than just peep. Youth, you have to free your mind. The schemers of powers, they like your demise. They pay you loads of money as long as you keep singing thugged out songs, wearing sagging pants so you won't advance, calling bees to your women who are your sisters, your aunts, your grandmothers, and your mothers. They drop guns in the community, waiting for you to destroy each other and yourself. Wake up. Their plan is working, and you remain in their hand. There are some who found their true freedom and have yanked the mental chains off. They are free thinkers, leading the way with strength this day. But the majority of those who are incarcerated are our men. Men, and many unjustly, we know. Juneteenth is established, but much yet to do to get the chains off. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds you of Pharaoh's deliberate order to kill all the male children while sparing the women. Greenwood, Tulsa massacres, Rosewood, too many to name. Poison water. Flint, Michigan knew it was an order. Legally, by police authority, unrelentingly killing our men, but women too. When does it all end? A proclamation is made Juneteenth, a federal holiday. Just importantly, make a law and a proclamation to stop killing our innocent men. There are many brothers and sisters still captured by these visible and invisible chains of injustice. disparities on all levels of health, employment, housing, and more. Let's change that. New laws. Then make proclamations about that. But don't get me wrong. I love to smell the roses too.
Wow. Oh my God. Tell us, what was your inspiration behind that piece?
Trying to struggle with Juneteenth, the legal holiday, and just trying to grip with the what I felt it represented and what was lacking still. Not taking a bad away from it, because that I what I decided, I said, okay, well, they have a legal holiday off. Somebody's going to say, well, what is that for?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a point of educating about slavery. So it's a way of keeping slavery, the history of slavery, awareness. So that's where I came from.
Yes, that, and I think that is so important and so imperative that we speak on these things, because again, like I said, poetry is one of those things that you speak from a space of awareness and from a space of, this is my passion, and I think the awareness portion is the most important part of it for us, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad it's poetry came in a way. It's like a form of activism for many.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have another one.
Yep, I'm gonna remove myself. I'm about to say, come on, give me those.
Okay, this one is still, now I wrote this during African American History Month, but the last one is a kind of an explanation how I feel I evolved to speaking poetry. Okay, so this one is called Brainwashed. Why are we told if a person has just an ounce of black blood in them, even if they are mixed with another race, makes them black? Why are we told that? Is that ounce that pronounced? The black gene is so strong in its dominant makeup, fully concentrated and hard to break down. This makes the schemers do more than frown. Why have we been told through the ages, if you're black, get back, if you brown, stick around, if you light, you are right, and if you white, you always right? This is reverse psychology to keep alive mythology. They activate a scheme to disunite our team, find ways to destroy and eliminate. You already know what I mean. Ponder this. If the schemers understand that one drop of our blood is so potent, so rich and dominant, then of course they're going to change our thinking to see this as weak, to make us meek. They do not want the truth to be exposed. Your lineage is from a chain of ancestors whose origin was strong and pure in its genetic makeup. If you realize this, you would wake up. So all the hard work that's implemented using falsehood, myths, and reverse psychology, they hope we don't come to really know what's really implied. One drop is all it takes for our race to continue to survive. Now you get it? If we really understood, we would tap into our dignity and not buy into that bigotry. We would reject this brainwashing with every part of our being. No secret that brown and black hues are beautiful, despite what they say. If they did not believe this beauty was in the color, then why is the suntan industry worth a 1.47 billion industry in 2018 and projected to ascend 5.9% from 2019 to 2025? This is not racist. Much love for the human family. No problem with any colors. We all know it's beauty of character that's skin deep. But time to come to terms with understanding the richness in the Black gene and why they treat us so mean. Using reverse psychology to downplay our richness, this is sickness. They said it only takes 1 ounce of Black blood to dominate. No debate. I would be frightened too if there were people that carry that internal weapon of survival. I would begin to infuse, dilute it as much as possible, dilute it down if I wanted to stay on top. So you see, it's time for all this inferior thinking to stop. The media, such as commercials and shows on TV, now showing so many interracial couples or promoting it. Could my theory be true? Mix it up and dilute it if you choose. Beautiful mixtures, nothing for us to lose. Indeed, as long as you are aware that the beauty is in our original seed. Now, all races, put on your crown. All the races, put on your crown. You should be just as proud. We are all part of this beautiful tapestry within the human family. Nothing anyone can do to change this original makeup by far. It is time to understand, despite the killings, depopulation aims, the Black gene has a survival code inside. Now you see why? They are afraid. But we're not here to harm. We have no superior claim. We did not create ourselves. Our makeup was given to us by our creator. We need the schemers to stop and accept and stop being a hater. Maybe it's what was our protection because the creator knew a day would come in this direction. Depopulation by any means necessary.
Yes. Snap, 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 snap everywhere. I am so excited. Like, can you tell us? I can't remember because my mind is a little crazy tonight. How did you get into poetry? Like, what was your the love for it that like, oh, this is it for me?
I never did.
Mm.
I always wrote. I've written a couple books. My focus is usually on emotional building from brokenness and those type of human developmental problems.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, I woke up in September one day, and it just started flowing, and it hasn't stopped. And I wore my family members, asking them to listen to it. They got tired, they loved it, but it was like, okay, come on. And then finally, I was guided to platforms where I can express my poetry. And so this last poem kind of encapsulates why or how I think I evolved to this through a metamorphosis. And that's what this poem is called, Metamorphosis.
I'm getting off right now so you can hear me. So we can hear you.
Okay. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a reconstruction that's going on inside, designed to change, transform, needed for a better you. Just like the caterpillar changed too. Sometimes in our struggle, we crawl, striving to keep going. Then we stand up from the floor stronger than before. Life can be hard, trying to improve our circumstances as we seek the right path, watching our choices, trying to avoid the wrath. Starting with self, uncomfortable as it may be, do the internal work, and eventually there will be a metamorphosis that will set you free. Fly, butterfly, fly. People outside ourselves are simply stimuli for each one of us to see how we need to grow to bring that radiant glow. You may see it's a like a combination of all the experiences needed to purge you into that metamorphosis, developing a better version of you. This is true. Remember, in life, there is no loss from the struggle, but a gainful transition to a new disposition. Fly, butterfly, fly, and spread your wings.
That's to hear the transformation in itself. Oh my God. Like I think I think it amazes me every time like how you can hear like people's hearts in their pieces. Like you can hear the emotion in all of their pieces. And the people like, how can you hear emotions, but you can?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, oh my God.
That's why I'm like, I don't, I have 8 children. I have 7 daughters and 1 son, all adults. And, they want me to practice. And I said, I don't feel like it. I'm just, this came from my soul. And so it's going to come out that way when I give the poem.
Yeah, exactly. Because you only know what your voice is. You know how it was given to you and how you want to perform it. So I just want to thank you so much.
And I thank you so much.
And listen, we have projects that we work on. So please, we will be in touch. Please drop your books, because I heard you say you have books with an S. Yeah. Where we can find them in the link so we can definitely go and support.
Well, I'm working on a poetry book. I just finished a master class with international women from all over the world who write, and just finished that. And from that came showing me how to get a book together. So I'm looking forward to that soon.
I am excited. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you for having me. I'm tickled. Now I don't have to worry everybody and say, listen to this, listen to this.
No, it's right here, and it's on YouTube, and it'll be played back on Facebook, so you can always come and say, here you go. Here's a link.
Okay. All righty. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Peace and blessings.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you guys. The poetry tonight is insane. So excited. So we have the next poet by Xavier. I don't know if he's ready. Let's see if he's ready. Hey, let me bring you up. Hey.
How you doing?
Good. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
I was born and raised in Connecticut. I was down in Alabama for a few years, and now I'm down in Texas.
Awesome. So yeah. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about this gentleman that's on this stage with us. So he is one of the people that we are definitely looking forward to, because he is solidified for season 2 of Fire to the Mic. So woo to him. And his talent, he's gonna show you shortly. Everyone has a talent that they're masterful in. This young man has mastered freestyling poetry, like off the top of his head. And it is insane to me. He did it for me twice, and I was floored that he was able to, cause I've been doing poetry for a little while, and I've never even thought that was a thing to like off the top of your head and just be like, oh yeah, here it is, a final product. And he has done that. And I just want to make sure I praise him for his talent in that way, because that artistry is mind-blowing to me. So I'm gonna let you have the stage. I just wanted to give you a little hoot shout out before we go into other things. Okay, my love?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh wow. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so I'll start this off with doing a nice sweet piece. It's called First Kiss. All right. Week after week, the question of what if comes to play. If I want to whisper in your ear but kiss you in the neck, would you be mad? If I snuck up and stole your first kiss, would you hate me? If I told you your lips look so sweet and just had to have a taste, would you let me? The way your lips shine, teasing me to get closer just so our lips can lock, allowing them to converse, letting my breath escape between your lips. It's not even your looks, it what goes on in my head. Your personality is a 10, and girl, you know you're a cutie. The way you got me thinking got me wanting to explore it, explore my mind as if it was an ocean. I can tell you're a good swimmer by the way you keep getting deeper. You haven't drowned yet, so I guess it's fair to say you're a keeper. If I stole your first kiss, hope you won't be angry. Hope that sends chills down your spine and fireworks to your heart and mind. When I think about your face, I see a lovely smile, hear that gorgeous laugh, and I get lost within those pretty eyes. I bet a touch from your lips will send me to outer space, pulling me further and further away from Earth. Hopefully, I'll leave the Milky Way. But a little kiss like it's Hershey. Things are just simple when I'm with you. A kiss from your lips might make things complicated, as I might not want to pull away, finding myself questioning and pushing the limits. Not want to cross any boundaries, but willing to risk it, as you might like it. Find myself no longer questioning my feelings, as of this moment things will be clear, just like every moment I share with you. I'm writing this as I'm one of my feelings. Can't stop thinking if I should tell you how I feel or keep it locked inside. Turn my heart into a prisoner with my lips sealed, your lips the key. The kiss that will change everything. Allowing feelings to no longer be held back. As a touch from your gentle lips might send feelings to my heart as if it was a conjugal visit. Set free and allow it to crush your mind. Feelings and thoughts you know you'll never discover all over the course of one kiss. Your presence brings truth. Your smile brings joy. Curiosity brings desire. And with that comes lust. Your lips bring desire that most find forbidden, but the fruit that hangs from the tree of knowledge, Adam and Eve can understand it. Wanting to be the first to touch, but don't want to be banned from the Garden of Eden. I don't want to lose you over recklessness, but leap of faith might bring blessings. If I took you by the hand, locking our fingers with one another, pulling you close, so not the skinniest sheet of paper can slide from between us. Stare into your eyes, as I stand into the stars, praising God from the heavens. Allow the words, "You're beautiful," to escape my lips. Admiring every bit of you, as if you were one of the seven wonders. If any of this was to happen, all I could think about is how amazing you are and how I want to be your first kiss. That's my first piece. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Keep going, keep going. And we gonna talk when you finish. So we do all 3 pieces and then we'll finish.
Okay, so do my 3 pieces. All right, cool, 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 cool. All right, so this next piece I'm gonna do is something fairly new. It's from a writing prompt, thinking about the future or thinking about change, but waking up in the casket. And I called it Farewell. Poetry is my talent nor skill. It's my voice, the extension of my soul. If you really knew me, then you know. I don't do this for popularity. I write like it's my therapy. Each line written like a prescription, leaving the peace to be my drug, extinguishing the suffering. Allow my words to not just be my weapon, but the voice for the unspoken. Letting those know that they're not alone and that things will get better. Dream about change and a healthy feeling. Design the key to unlocking those chains which those shadows placed upon me, wishing to be free. See, I never understood it. The purpose of living. I never understood why my soul was the key to survival. when all I want to do is go back to the time, back to the day before depression, and honestly, that was living. Standing here today with a message of embracement. Allow your inner demons to make you stronger. Stand up, open up, show the demons that they can no longer keep you bondage. See, for me, it was 2010 when I lost my ability to speak. Seeing it was the PTSD that led to the depression. The suicide thoughts that came after, here today, still breathing, just want to be free. Strolling at night in the wrong neighborhood, got stopped by the wrong people that were no good. Heard a as that bullet between my eyes. Woke up from that dream, found myself in a casket. Did I really just get shot, or was I still dreaming? 6 feet under, no need to struggle. My fate has been decided. I guess it's a farewell as I enter my eternal sleep. That was that piece right there. Farewell from my writing prompt. And from the amazing grace I've got earlier, I guess I'll do a freestyle for my third piece. Can you give me a topic, please?
Social justice.
Okay, social injustice was the topic. Okay, take my glasses off. All right. I'm a black male, and no, let me fix that. Let me fix that. I said I'm a black male. Look at my skin color. Not white. You don't confuse me with an Asian, Caucasian. No, I am an African American, but I also claim Native American. See, at the end of the day, I like to go back to my history, and I can see the way that people look at me. It's scary. It's not scary, it's annoying, because sometimes people look at me like I'm a monster. And honestly, look at me and look at you. The only thing different between you and I is the way I think. It's the way I think along with my skin. I'm not judging you, so don't judge me. See, we had to fight for our rights. But it still seemed like even though after all this time we had been free, you're still trying to put me back in my place like we were back in slavery. No. I'm a black male. But let me tell you something. Let me be the one to get on the stage, put my glasses on, get my hat, my paper, my diploma, whatever you need so I can teach this class on Equality 101. See me? I'm a poet. I'm a poet, but my mission is to change the perspective of others. Change the perspective for young people seeing that they're not alone for any struggle they're going through. Change the perspective of adults who think that racism is still a thing. Because honestly, we're not born racist. We're taught it. So again, let me say this one other thing. Prison was created because they couldn't deport us black people. So they don't fear a black man in prison. They fear a black man with a degree. So I'm proud to say that I finally graduated and I am ready to get on my feet and prove to everybody that I am not just another monster. I'm not just another boy. I'm a man, an educated black man, ready for success. That's just the racist. That's just the racial complex. But there's so many things that goes on with social justice that I just don't understand. I honestly, if you ask me, I can sit down and talk to you for hours at a time. Me, I'm not going to get into my religion. I'm not going to get into my political stance. I'm just saying, I feel like religion and political parties created too many wars. Belief is a belief, but why can't we all live in peace? MLK had a dream saying, why I had a dream that all boys and girls can live together in peace. Honestly, I feel like my generation is probably the best generation to get it done. Yeah, people still can be racist. But for some reason, there's a thing that we all bond over. Something that gets us together, connect us with one another. So maybe it's our generation that can show the new future kings and queens, the children of the next generation, peace and balance. Because right now, police brutality, all I see it's corruption in the system. Hey, what can I say? I go to a store, I see a cop. I used to be okay, feeling safe. Now I gotta make sure that my hands are not in my pockets. They might think I'm trying to pull out a gun. Next minute, I'm on the news, trying to say it was self-defense. I don't want no one marching, but I want people to fighting for the equality that was given to us. But hey, it's crazy because if there is a Caucasian protest, it's just gonna be another protest. But for us, we had a protest and people are dying. And it's really crazy. This happened back in 2017, I believe it was the year, and now happened again last year. All I'm gonna say is I'm a black male, educated, loving, caring. I have a mission to be the words for the unspoken. I am who I am, not for me, but for the generation that comes after me. I don't want a legacy to be about me. I want my legacy to live on to the next generation that comes after me. Because then I feel like my teaching, my practices has really paid off and really created peace. Thank you. Those would be my 3 lovely pieces.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir. That
Yes.
last piece, sir.
Yes.
That last piece, sir. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I was worried. I was like, wait, was that wrong? I was kind of scared. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Like, I can't say nothing else. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
You know, so it's difficult to have like these kind of conversations, right? In regards to like trying to find the line, especially as, you know, for me, Black women, we get a lot of the back burner, right? So I'm not going to even put that conversation on you, but as a poet, as a Black male poet, and living in a society where we're still fighting, you know, for these rights, unfortunately, you know, and to be able to compose pieces like you just did, it tells again, it's the stories that we have behind each and every last one of these pieces. And, you know, I thank you for bearing, you know, you in your poetry, like every other poet that has come on this stage tonight, blessing the mic, bearing your souls and bearing, you know, and sharing your passion through your poetry, you know. Tell us about, you know, how you feel about this journey. I mean, so another thing about Exclips, I said it right? Exclips?
Yeah.
Okay. He knows a fellow poet who's actually going through the journey for the first season of Fire to the Mic. So he gets to see it firsthand what the, you know, transitions are, what the deadlines look like, and you anticipating season 2. Like, tell me what you feel, you know, this journey has been from an outsider looking in.
Of the show, of like the I can see it's not easy work. You know, always gotta stay creative. You know, gotta always keep an open mind. You know, but at the end of the day, I feel like no matter how hard the hardships can be, just being in a creative mindset with just other poets is just an amazing feeling. You know, feeding off each other's energy. So if I know if I go on that stage and I go against somebody, like, all right, no, you might have got this one, but let's do a one-on-one session. Like, let's create some magic together. You know, at the end of the day, it's the same thing with music. You know, you hear other people's music. All right, I like you. Let's do a collaboration. Let's build. So at the end of the day, I'm excited. You know, just to work with other people. I see out from outside source, I see a lot of work. You know, according, you know, just make sure you know your stuff, make sure everything is written correctly, make sure there's no slip ups. But it's like any slam, it's like any show, you know, you want to make sure you bring out the best version of you.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for that. And to my friend here who's on season 1, good luck.
If she's there, she can come on and spit something real quick. I mean,
Do you want to spit something?
Sure.
Right.
And then she could talk about her journey, and then we'll wrap it up for the night.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
All right, so I took my headphones out, so see if you're gonna perform. Hey,
hello. Oh, wait. I think good. Oh, wait, she gotta speak louder though, my love.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hold on, let me.
Okay. Let's see. I was not prepared to do a piece today. But I got y'all. So here we go.
I'm the new vibration piece. I'm not ready.
Okay. The piece that I have for you today is called. I don't know what it's called. Okay.
I don't know what it's called.
All right. You know what? I'll do this one. All right. This piece is titled "Your Body is a Poem." Your body is a poem. It has been carefully crafted and written by and for the creator, so that even on days when we feel as if our pages aren't worth reading, we will realize that we're still a masterpiece. It's funny, isn't it? How we scowl at every wrinkle and detest every imperfect crest in which our perfectly formed faces make. Comparing ourselves to glorified water bottles, IG supermodels and the salaries that the surgeons make. Your body is a poem. Celebrate every stanza and analyze the wordplay. Accept every misplaced comma, the improper grammar, because it's those things that make your poem great. Many times, we are too busy looking and wishing that our poem would be like someone else's, instead of appreciating who we are, what we have, and counting our many blessing so many other readers. So your body is a poem, and no one else has the copyright to tell you what your poem should look like. You are unique. You are special. You are the thing that people wish to hear sneeze just so they can bless you. You, yes, you are a poem. And no matter how many times life seems to throw you into a poetry slam, you always come out as a winner. So your body is a poem. Even when it seems like you were going through the alliteration process of repeating the same mistakes, sounds, just know it's all for a purpose. Life was destined to have ups and downs. So don't be another piece just stocked on the shelf waiting for someone to read you. No. Admire yourself. Because your body is a poem, and your poem wasn't made to be like everyone else.
Yes. And that's me putting her on the spot. So I appreciate you. Can you tell us about your personal journey? So as I said, Poetic Soul is one of the 4 contestants that's actually on the show. And it's a long journey.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the journey, what they have to look for season 2, because this is the pre-launch for the billboard that's going up on Monday.
Yes.
And to let people know that season 2 is coming and what to expect from someone who's actually going through the journey now.
I will tell you, expect to think outside of the box, and to prepare you a little bit, just have an open mind, because it is not regular. Like I will say, it is not regular. Stepping into this, I'm thinking, okay, spoken word poetry. It's what I do. I can do it, so no problem. But there were a couple in here that threw me for a loop, and I'm like, listen, I know I'm not sleeping on myself. I know I'm poetry is my thing, but y'all, some of them challenges, I was like, Google became my best friend. YouTube became my best friend. So definitely, just keep an open mind. Have fun, most importantly, because I think that's what's really helped me the most. It's just like the fun part of it, knowing that other people are doing this, and nobody else can write like you. I will say that no one else can write like you. You are your own person, and to hear everybody's different flavor and what they bring to the table, it's exciting. It's really a rush. I know this journey for me, it has been a great one, because in the middle of all of this, I've also been in the process of like moving to another state. So like a lot of life changes are like happening right before me, and I'm just so excited about this journey and where it's going to lead me. So I'm definitely thankful for the show. I cannot wait to see this first season. And yeah, good luck to everyone on season 2. I will tell you, I'm so glad. I'm so glad because these challenges some of them were a doozy. But no, I'm happy. I'm happy to be a part of the process.
Awesome. So I'm gonna be, transparent, right? So a lot of the artists have not heard each other spit until recently, like each other. So we've been doing it all virtually because of the pandemic, and then 2, everyone is from every other place except for New York. So, which is also like an amazing, like I thank God for the virtual platform, so we can all connect this way. So tell me, without giving it all away, how did it feel to finally hear the other artists in the middle of the season?
It was, I would say it was cool, but I'm not even gonna lie. The person, without giving it away, the person I went against had me a little shook. I ain't gonna tell him that, but he had me a little shook, because because like I said, I know what I can do, and and I know what I bring to the table. And honestly, I was kind of hoping that I would go get somebody else other than this individual because I knew I knew of this person, but I had never really heard them spit. And it was so funny because right before I went against them, I went on their Instagram and I heard one of their poetry pieces, and I'm like, oh my god, And then it just so happened I ended up going against it. I'm like, dang, like I can't get a break. Um, but so it was very it was a little it was a little scary, but at the same time it was cool because like it caused me to I pushed myself by listening to him, and going against him it really caused me to push myself levels and to reach areas that I didn't think I could do. So yeah, um he was dope though.
I am so happy to hear that you did your research. um, yeah, like I wanted to see what the transition would look like, and I was so happy that I chose that moment, um, because I wanted you guys to be authentic to you. Like my whole brand is being authentic to who you are, and I didn't want you guys to, like you said, like oh wait, I got to do it this way. No, like how you guys do it, all of you have your own uniqueness, and your talents speak for itself. And I am so excited. I can't wait for the world to hear you guys on this platform.
It's crazy to think that my the billboard is going to be in New York. It's crazy to think that like, because I come from a very small town, and that's what I said. I said I want to encourage the next small town girl that you can reach and go for your dreams. My town was very tiny, very small. Never in a million years did I ever think I would be doing this. So I'm happy. Poetry is actually where I met that guy. Yeah, my boyfriend. That's my dude. So anyway, that's where I met him. Poetry is, it has really became like a huge factor and a part of my life, and so I'm thankful.
And then my last question before I let you go is, what if you could, what would be one thing that you would change about the show?
One thing I would change from the show. Which one threw me the hardest for a loop?
Not taking away poems. I cannot.
Because I was like, which one threw me the hardest for a loop? Honestly, although like without giving it away, the judge's pick was the hardest one for me. The judges pick was the hardest one for me. Um, and once again, I'm not giving away any spoilers. You guys will have to see. But it was just a really hard one. Like I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to do this? But to change anything, I wouldn't change anything from the show. I like how everything was carried out. I like how everything was done. The battle, oh my god, that was cool. But yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything from the show. It was a dope process. It's been dope from beginning to end. You've been really doing a great job of keeping us informed and keeping us excited, and the promotion for the show. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So I want to thank you so much, Poetic Soul, for your talent, for your artistry, for coming on here and just giving us a little snippet and on the spot.
I can't wait to hopefully see this guy season 2.
Yes.
So that is going to be exciting. Yes. He can then experience, outside looking in, he has just been seeing me like work through this process. Yeah. So I cannot wait until he goes through all of that.
Yes.
Sees all of that.
Yes. So for people who's watching for the show, they are writing original pieces. Like it's in the contract. Like they have to write original pieces. So on top of them writing a new form of poetry that we're all learning, they're also making it an original piece and making it authentic to themselves. Yeah. So it's not an easy process.
No. Oh God, no.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure you guys know out there that it's not just like, oh, we're slamming. No. It's more than just slam.
Oh yeah. So, thank you. Google will be your best friend. Trust me.
Google will be your friend. YouTube will be your best friend.
Yes.
So if anything else, thank you so much.
Thank you. And please, please support this queen. She's super dope, super awesome. She definitely will pour back into you as much as you get to her. Thank you so much for supporting Unstoppable You. You do a really great job with just building a platform for us artists to get our word out. So, just keep doing your thing. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will see you, Xavier. Bye. Oh my God, you guys. I am so excited for everyone who came on the platform tonight. I'm going to close it out really quickly. So I'll say 2 poems and then I am going to show the commercial and then we're going to close it out for the night. Okay. So I'm going to do stuff that I already done before. So if you heard it, thanks for listening again. If not, then here is it for the first time. So the first one I'm going to do is called Broken Scale. I wrote this in May for Mental Health Awareness Month. I think it's still prevalent today. So here it goes. Broken Scale. As I walk into the room today, they hand me a piece of paper. One side says a scenario and the other scales you 0 to 3. And you go on and on for a page or 2 and then it ends. And then they rate you. They label you. Define you right then and there. Dancing through gardens full of emotions, plucking personalities. Bouncing my stiff curly hair through seas of questions that stay unanswered. Shades of the blues songs, humming melodies to thoughts not seen on sheet paper. Pain caressing achy body and kissing twisted mind that feeds you no pain, no gain. That swallows lines that bleeds. Your bills don't care nothing about your pain. She'll week later. I'll week later. I wonder why a single piece of paper. I wonder why my mental state is consigned to a single piece of paper. Limited to sometimes maybe in other great eras. You ask me to rate my own sanity ironically. But what side are you asking exactly? Is it the woman that is me? struggling to fix her crown where she has to cover up what society deems beautiful so not to be a hashtag Me Too victim, where having to fight to speak at your table becomes a tug of war before it may be considered equal. We are having to fight for the ownership of our own body becomes common ground conversation and showcase, no, we are not equal. Is it the Black that is me? Having to question, will I be next today to encounter my death today at the hands of police brutality? Having to explain why I deserve to live today, to lie to myself that everything will be okay today, though underpaid, I can make it through today. How can a single piece of paper read between the lines, read between the headlines of leaps and cries, laughter and lies, bound and not alive? You prescribe the meds to the wrong individuals, to sedate my mental and mask my troubles just a little. You see, you ask me broken, loaded questions, and when answered in comparison to your apprehensive scale, you label me bipolar. You label me borderline personality disorder because I go against the grade of your order. Where the scale whispers I am to set aside my so-called baggage that you claim as damaged, chained to your scale of labels to make sick my worth and broken down by society for me to build up again. But when I wake, the biases awake little by little, and the cycle continues. Reveal that your scale has been ill just a little, broken just a little, that we can just heal just a little if you just got to know me just a little, love me just a little, view me as your equal, tear down the wall just a little. I sit back in my chair in their office with this single sheet of paper. I stare at it and it stares at me, contemplating whether we can agree to disagree. So that's Broken Scale that I wrote for May. And I think I'm going to do, maybe I'll do three. I'll do three. I'll do three. I'm going to read another book from, another poem from my book. It's called Confessions. Just a little piece behind it. It talks about being broken and learning how to fit in your brokenness with yourself, learning to love yourself in your brokenness from a female perspective. And it's more personal because it's from my perspective with the many things that I deal with. Okay, so here we go. Confessions. I am uneducated Black girl because I do not have slapped on me and labeled completion. Masterfully designed, fragmented, not whole, and in pieces. Wait, let's not start there. Let's start from the beginning. I am Black girl who was not that girl people my age associated with. Weeper who was also no eater. Depression swallowed me whole. Where 7-year-old girls lie with petite little eyes gleaming into her doll's eyes. I lie with blood-filled panties wondering why he was inside of me. Depression would smile and mask my insecurities. I am sick girl. Pain dances around my body as kids do on merry-go-rounds, contorted with no profound answers. I am the unknown spread in wildfires, wrapped in purple ribbons on May trees that glisten. She's purposefully broken. No, she's just broken, cast aside with all misfortunes are. I am unwanted Black girl, not accepted by all girls. I do not abide by society's rules of engagement. I speak with too much poise to be ghetto girl from diva, from Forster. Though vast in my vernacular, the pretty bow-tie grammar does not withstand theoretical comprehension and outweighed by my practical cognizance. Concubine to kitchens and sex demons, she is not woman without a he or child or job. No, not this job, but that job. No thoughts to be had by someone maybe like me. According to society, woman equates to girl, passive-aggressive, emotional object, concubine, only to be sexually desired, petite, pretty, bad bitch, twerk queen, passion as trophy, dramatic, baby mama scorn, battered, left to be scattered, possession, beat mentally, step stool, to be nothing of any significance, weak. Well, if I am not Black enough, happy enough, strong enough, woman enough, or smart enough, then what am I? I am green book, misfit to all books, caressing the mat with my fingers. I fit right here. I am not I am not accountable for tags bestowed upon me with labels from systems who had all bad fables for minorities like me. I am not able to conform to tables that are unstable and stained with uncertainties and insecurities of a better me. I am powerful for enduring the struggles of being all Black and woman, for battling misogynistic and negrophobics who trample on every unwanted intelligence. I am perfectly imperfect, but not by design or purpose, but because I am green book traveling to places boldly that I am not wanted, to show that though unwanted, I am absolutely worth it. I am so sorry, you guys. I was just stumbling all over the place, but maybe next time I will get y'all the better one. And then the last one I'll do is, because this is Men's Health Month, I took the spectrum of mental health again for men. I did dedicate this to my husband. I did do this the other day. So bear with me. I can't sing, but I'm going to try my best. It's called Dear Brother. I see your monsters, I see your pain. Tell me your problems, I'll chase them away. I'll be your lighthouse, I'll make it okay. When I see your monsters, I'll stand there so brave and chase them all away. And chase the chaos away. Chase them to ends of earth's flood and burn down their lands. Create landmines to ruin their plans. Tear down monuments that bleed lies about you. For you, I would stretch out my body over yours to be protector even from you. For you, I will cover you in affirmations of love, declaring you are strong, you are powerful, you are more, you are wanted, you are loved, you are whole, you are resilient, anointed with honor. I crown you limitless. Make light your crown you trod and carry. Fight for you even in secret. No need to man up. I got you. No need to hide your insecurities. I shield you. Let me be the rib God intended me to be to you. Remember, the rib is to protect your breathing organs. So let me protect the air that enters your cerebral, bending the breathing of death, replacing them with life. We do not have strife. I will build you up with no alternative motive. Let me drench you in unconditional love. Be the Bonnie to your Clyde. We don't need to be Jay-Z in the Hive. All we need to be is us. Two peas in a pod, two styles living as one, like night and day existing as one. Allow yourself to cleave to our secret place of peace. You see, your monsters are not strong enough for me. They show up diseased and plagued with ease, but we know a God that pardons seas, so I pray and war with you. I fight carnal and uncarnal wars with you. You see, love was never the issue, dear brother. Allow me to catch you. So those are the pieces that I have for you guys tonight. Again, I'm gonna share my screen so we can close it out with the commercial for the show. Again, I can't wait to see you guys on Monday live again. Letting us celebrate the billboard for the artists. It's more so for the artists more than this platform, and I would like to stress that. I believe poetry is a form that needs to be, everywhere. Poetry is therapeutic. Poetry is not only for yourself, but for your mental state, for your emotional state. It's so much more than just writing something on paper and then making it rhyme and performing it. It literally is a place of healing, and I believe in you being authentic to your craft. That these artists who are pouring their souls on paper, pouring their souls in front of people, they deserve all the bows, all the snaps, all the claps, because it is really for the poets. They worked hard. We have 4 poets that we have for the first season, and they're all in 4 different states. They have deadlines. They have their own lives that they're living. As you heard, Poetic Soul, she was transitioning from state to state, in the middle of the season and still getting in her pieces on time. So it's more so for them. It has nothing to do with us. This is an unpaid job that we've created for ourselves. Like, we're not getting paid, they're not getting paid. And I think that, their talent speaks for themselves. So everything that we're doing and putting these platforms together is for them, hands down. I want them to be recognized. I want you guys who come on the second season to be noticed, be heard, and everything. So I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see the commercial, and we're going to move forward that way. Hold one moment. Share screen. Share screen. Yes. Hey, it's your girl Lei.
It's your boy Jay.
And we want to welcome you to Fire to the Mic. Woo, you guys. So that is the end of this show. Again, if you would like to bless or donate, I don't, if you would like to bless or donate to this organization, here's our information. If you would like to see the replay, it will be on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. And peace and love to all our viewers and watchers. Have a great night.